What's up YouTube, this is Drunk Brum Jr. with another Fortnite video. Hopefully this one will go pretty decent here, quality and everything. Anyway, let's get into what I'll be doing here. In this video, what I'm trying to aim to do is killing squads by myself. Which usually I go in playing more of a team player, but this time I'm gonna be going in trying to kill squads by myself, leaving my team behind. Sometimes my team is alright, and then other times they just get in the way. If you're a good Fortnite player, you just wanna leave your team behind and try to get kills and then win the game on your own. Anyway, that's what I'll be doing in this video. You won't really see all who's in the game until maybe the second half of the video. Then people start showing up. Anyway, we all landed at Shifty Shafts, even though you can't really see the others. Like I said, I kinda ditched all the other teammates, kinda do my own thing. Sometimes it's a good idea to leave them behind, but once again, if you're new, you don't want to try it. Just follow your teammates if you're a new player. Otherwise, you won't really know what to do in the game. But like me, if you're a season 1 through 2 player, obviously you know what you're doing, so you don't really need a lot of help. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just getting my guns, loot, and all that set up. Don't really see any fighting until maybe later, but anyway, they ran one of my teammates. After we figured out there was literally nobody at Shifty Shafts, we all decided, you know, we're getting bored, and then we just decided to head into Tilted. Of course, that's where all of my teammates die, but that's their problem. They didn't stick with me. I'm kind of glad they didn't, though. It probably would have been more of a pain trying to handle all 4 of them. A place like Shifty Shafts, it only has a certain amount of band-aids and then shields in there, and then if you find ammo boxes, there's probably only a few. Somehow my teammates just decided to skip the downside of Tilted, and then Shifty Shafts, they didn't even loot Shifty Shafts. But I don't even have the best loot in the game. I just kind of grab what I can. I kind of say forget the pumps, because pumps are not that great anymore. They're really not. Unless if you don't have an SMG, it's not worth picking up a pump. And once again, just kind of leaving my teammates behind, kind of doing my own thing, getting some materials here. When you're playing Fortnite, you always want to make sure you got some cover in there, or at least you're being sneaky about whatever you're doing. You don't just want to have a big open spot to your back, because that's how people will flank you. A lot of people say, oh well, if you don't have height advantage, you're not going to get as many kills, or you're just not going to do very good at all. But really, it's not so much of a height advantage, it's just about knowing how to play right in every situation you're in. Of course, sometimes you're going to be forced to move. Say a bunch of squads come up on you at once, you obviously don't want to stick around in the middle of that, so I would suggest moving, you know, rotating to another place if you can. It's always a good thing to get the height advantage, but once again, if you're an old player, you kind of know how to work with a few things. This is where my teammates and I just decide, well, you know, we're getting bored of kind of goofing off. We're gonna go ahead and head into Tilted, try to get some kills here. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just running around, kind of making sure nobody will shoot me and snipe me out of nowhere. A lot of times that's how you get killed in the game. You're just kind of running and then all of a sudden you get sniped and you're out of the game. Once again, you want to make sure you have cover. If you don't have any cover, just kind of build some like I'm doing. And make sure you have at least 2 layers, or else they can just jump in your little fort. I'm just kind of peeking over to see what's in Tilted, and surprisingly I don't really see a lot. My teammates are about the only ones in Tilted right now, other than maybe 2 or 3 other people that's on the way other side. Of course, now we're kind of getting into more of the mid-game section to where there's not as many people, so at this point there's just gonna be a few stragglers here and there in Tilted. Went one of my teammates on the poor fort down there. And at this point I just heard a rift, so I decided to back down. You always want to make sure you're kind of close to the walls if that happens, and you pull your shotgun out, or tactical shotgun or pump, whatever you have. Now I just decided, well, you know, there's no one coming in, so it's okay to jump. I took some fall damage from that. It took about half my health off, but I know you guys can't see that. There's another one of my teammates that just hopped by. And I decided, you know, I might as well not just kind of stand still and Tilted, so I decided to follow my teammate, pick up a mini. You know, minis are always good to pick up, especially if you don't have any shield in your inventory, and you're like, well, I only really want to pick up half shields. Half shields do take a lot longer to drink, so that's why I always stick with minis. They're easy to pop, and then they'll save your life. At this point in the game, I hear a bunch of shooting. So I decided to follow my teammates, see what I can do as far as helping them. This person was a little bit confused, didn't know how to build. There they go, building. And then my 2 other teammates down there, they got some kills. I was actually kind of surprised. Usually with teammates, usually get killed in squads. If you're not helping them, if you're a new player, I wouldn't suggest helping them, but at the same time, you don't want to rush without thinking. Rushing without thinking will usually get you killed or trapped, or you'll die in a kind of a pathetic manner. So always think before you rush in to kill somebody. I was gonna jump down there, but I heard a chest and I was trying to figure out where that was. It didn't really have anything good in it, just a couple bricks. The ammo chest was right there, but I just didn't take it right away. And my teammate ends up eventually taking some of it, but seeing my teammate crouching down like that kind of got me worried, and then I start looking for people, and then I see people building up that way, and of course they have the height advantage on me, so I go back down there so I won't end up getting sniped up there on that hill. And I just kind of wait it out and keep peeking my head over. And right in this area is where the rest of my teammates end up getting killed. All but one of them anyway, but the other one gets killed in the storm, I do believe. I pull my burst up, got a couple hits on that guy, although you can't really see it. Most of the kills I end up getting in the game were from shooting their shields off at this part of the battle. knowing that they had snipers, I just kind of decided to build. You always want to make sure you build so you don't get sniped at from any direction. I suggest using Builder Pro if you want to be a lot better at building, and then Combat Pro if you want to be a lot better at combat. Although it doesn't really make a difference between the two, I think it's about the same. Although Builder Pro will really help you out if you try to practice with it. And then right here, I'm looking around for opponents to shoot, kind of, you know, sneak up on them, shoot them in the back while they're running. Not seeing anybody. I'm just kind of trying to wait it out here. Seeing a guy there, I only one-shotted him. Got the kill right there for that guy who fell out of that 1-by-1. Seeing another guy sniping in the porta fort, I decided to take a few shots at him. Trying to peek out here a little bit. Seeing him run just kind of made me want to shoot at him because now he's out in the open. Just took a little bit of fall damage from that. That was kind of disappointing. That's why you always want to make sure you're not built too high. With all those shots I just fired off, I was surprised I did not hit him even once. Finally getting down to the last part of the game to where there's only 20 people left. I just kind of decided to stay a high ground and wait it out a little bit here. If nobody sees you, always make sure you try to find at least some cover to hide behind something to make sure they won't see you. You don't want to make yourself too visible to them. After getting bored, I just decided, you know what, I'm gonna jump down. I literally almost killed myself. If I didn't build right then and there, I probably would have died and put myself out of the game. Which, you know, sometimes when you jump down hills, it doesn't always let you build right away, so you do end up killing yourself. Being Fortnite, it would probably want you to die more than anything. That's the game's job, to make sure you die. But your job in the game is to make sure you survive. By any means necessary. Even if it means ditching your teammates. I know I said you always want to build at least 2 layers above that first one. Or at least 1 anyways. But I ran out of mats, so I just couldn't build anything else. Decided to stay low a little bit. And you know, the position I am in is not really too great because I was at the bottom of the hill. Somebody could have shot me from above, so I just decided to get out of there. I heard a rift, so I decided to kind of rush into the tree for some cover until I felt it was really safe to go back out of there. Looking again, there's only 13 people left now. Usually at the end game section is where you start feeling a lot of pressure, who's where. And you know, you always want to be at a spot where you know there's not a lot of people, or you know, you just want to have your eyes peeled for everything. Right now I'm just looking around trying to decide how am I gonna do this by myself and come out with a win. I said, well, I might as well just keep being sneaky about everything that I do. Even though that was kind of stupid, I just built random mats over there, wasted a few mats. Always want to make sure you never waste your mats like I did. Although you don't want to take too long placing them or else you could get sniped. Finally, after taking maybe about a million years to put some mats down, it finally starts working. I just decided to jump over there, take this tree down, and get some more mats. These small trees don't really get you a lot of mats. That's kind of disappointing. I wasn't even sure I could get up there, which thankfully I did. See, I wasted another mat as I tried to put that top one up there. I took maybe about 2 damage from falling off that top mat there. It's always disappointing when you take that little damage when you fall from like a mountain like that.